I just clicked it again, and I think we're live now. Yep.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the WAN Show. We're a little late. I was busy rebuilding my dream PC from when I was a teenager. Did you know that that's what we were working on?
No.
So, when did you get into computer hardware? I'm trying to remember. Like, what was the shiz? Like, what did you lust after when you first got into it?
When I first got into computer hardware, there was no, like, I don't know how to say this. My family aggressively did not have money, and I definitely didn't have very good methods of making my own. I had some.
Got it.
I started working when I was like 11 or 12 or something.
Right.
But the kind of work you're doing at that age, you're not raising large funds to buy sweet things. So I purposefully, even at that age, was like, I'm just gonna not look. So, like, I don't actually know what the, like, fatty items were when I first jumped into it.
Okay, all right.
But I dealt with a lot of scrapping people's computers and working with other people's stuff and looking online on how I could make those things work. But I, like, purposely didn't look at the new things that were out there because I didn't want to see, like, oh, this reasonably priced new computer has 4 times the RAM you have. I'm just like, okay, that's soul crushing. So like, I don't actually really know.
Got it.
By the time I was buying stuff and actually,
we have the wrong title. Luke.
I updated it.
Luke.
Did I do it in the wrong thing?
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
well, the computer's been restarted. So.
Oh no. What's the title supposed to be? Oh no, is everything wrong?
Linux is in Windows. That's what I set it as.
Windows now comes with
It's on Twitch.
Linux. WAN Show. May 5th, 2019.
May 10th.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's the 10th. When it better. Okay. Neat. I don't know if that updates now. How does this work?
I don't know.
Also, are these the sponsors?
I must have done it to the old VOD.
Probably not.
No, that would be on Floatplane if you just did it over there. You can copy those though.
No, those are the wrong ones. Oh wow.
Oh, because that was okay.
Why don't we jump into intro?
There's cool topics and stuff. We'll get to it in a moment. I must have updated the VOD. I'm sorry.
Oh boy. Oh, that's bad too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it just didn't save?
I don't know.
Because the computer's been restarted, so I'm not really sure. Hey, the font changes between our things. Madrinas, thank you.
All right.
Hooray.
Oh, this is terrific. This is terrific. Welcome, my friends, to the WAN Show, because this is what it's really about, isn't it?
Pure quality.
Hanging out on a Friday, no idea what's going on.
44 minutes late.
You literally copy-pasted the part of the instructions from the doc that says, sponsor video description block, in brackets, copy-paste the below text.
Heck yeah.
I'm just gonna share that with our friends out there, assuming my screen sharing even works.
I mean,
It
if
does not.
they're watching, they can see it. Okay, it did before the computer was restarted, and I was not the one that restarted the computer. Everything was fine.
Why did we restart the computer?
Because the audio wasn't working. There was a very legitimate reason.
What do we do to fix it? I can't even.
Do you want to switch seats for me for a sec while I work on it?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I thought there was a thing, a
The
device.
WAN Show stream is the most well-refined stream.
Where's
I think
the
you went to properties.
thing? Yeah, I don't see it there though. I don't see the stop and start thing. It's not there, Luke. It's not there.
I don't see it either.
It's not there.
I don't know the black magic stuff. I only know the AVIO things.
Okay, what was I trying to do again? I'm trying to.
Are we talking about Microsoft?
Oh, sure. Yeah, why don't
That's
we do
pretty
that?
much all the news we got is Microsoft stuff. I do also have some links to Google I/O. There's no notes for it.
Sure.
But
we could talk about
we
Google
can
I/O.
still talk about it.
Cool.
It's probably fine.
Cool. This might be another one of those, just like, talking about stuff WAN shows. So yeah, Microsoft. Microsoft will be apparently shipping a full Linux kernel within Windows 10. This was posted by Noak on the forum. See how quickly I regained my composure? Just like that.
Good job.
And basically, in a nutshell, they're planning to ship a full Linux kernel directly in Windows, and that's the first time that the Linux kernel will be included as part of Windows. This is basically starting with the Windows Insider builds that are coming this summer, so it's not like you're just like running Linux immediately. And to be clear, it's not going to be like a I don't know what I would have even, like if someone told me Linux is going to be in Windows, I don't even know what I would have expected. Like a weird virtual machine environment or I don't know. I don't know what I would have expected, but basically it's an in-house custom built Linux kernel that's going to underpin the newest version of Windows subsystem for Linux. It's going to be initially based on version 4.19, which is the latest long-term stable release of Linux, and it will be rebased at the designation of new long-term stable releases to ensure that the WSL kernel always has the latest Linux goodness. So what does this mean? Like, what does this mean? Like, I can install Linux software on Windows? Like, what
Honestly,
is this?
I wish I was more informed. I have no idea.
Oh, well, that's awkward.
Yeah, awkward.
Thank you in advance, YouTube chat, who I'm sure is going to be jumping in and telling us all about this. Oh, apparently the thumbnail is still from the earlier video too. Oh,
I'm assuming. Yeah, I see some comments about this too here. I'm assuming this ties into our next topic, which is new Windows Terminal, which has you can select your command line app of choice, so Command Prompt, PowerShell, Ubuntu, or on WSL, or Raspberry Pi via SSH, etc. That sounds like it ties in quite directly. I think it's new terminal stuff. I don't think there's going to be a lot of like, hey, my Windows is running Linux. I think it's just going to give you more access to more tools, which is really cool. But I don't think it's actually going to change pretty much anything for the vast majority of users, which is fine. We're at the point where most operating systems are kind of like that. But yeah, this seems to fall in line, in my opinion, with Satya Nadella's like each department should do the best thing they possibly can for their department instead of needing to force Microsoft stuff only and nothing else ever into everything they possibly can. So that's cool.
In other big news, the latest word on the street, and this is I have no idea how credible it is, but it's being reported pretty broadly, so take it for what it is. It's rumor mill nonsense, but word on the street is that AMD's Ryzen 3000 series is going to include two 16-core mainstream desktop CPUs. Now, I don't even know if with a straight face you can really call that mainstream, but I guess the definition's changing.
Yeah.
So
at the same time, like I was thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm super happy. This is really cool news.
Yeah.
I'm happy hardware is pushing forward.
Yeah.
My roommate still runs on a 3000 series processor and plays whatever games he wants just fine.
Oh, like a 3000 series Intel processor.
Yeah.
Right, so like a 3770K or 3570K or something like
Yep.
that. Right, yep.
And like he plays Apex and pretty much whatever else he really feels like, and it's totally okay. I was watching a video recently talking about how like, oh, we haven't had like a new Crysis experience in a while, where like a game comes out and it's just like, holy crap, that's amazing, it looks great, absolutely incredible, but it's really hard on hardware.
We've seen a lot of demos. Like NVIDIA did that incredible ray tracing demo with the Stormtroopers and the elevator.
There's been some really ray tracing demos in general. There's been a few of them, but we haven't had that one game that comes out and is like, at least lighting-wise, which is a massive portion of it, indiscernible from reality. Which we're getting really, really, really close, and some demos have been amazing. Have you seen Minecraft with ray tracing?
No,
It's actually incredible.
Do you have like a video?
I
Is
can
this something that
probably find
Microsoft actually produced? Or?
No, it was Digital Foundry.
Oh, of course. Okay. Minecraft with ray tracing. So what exactly did they do?
Hold on.
Here, I'm gonna go ahead and
my stream.
I'm gonna see if your screen share doesn't work either.
Okay. It was before the restart. We fixed audio and it broke everything else. It's fantastic.
Do we even know that the audio is fixed?
I mean, I haven't gotten a whole bunch of text messages, so I'm assuming yes.
Did you break it?
We didn't touch it. Laptop capture's not working, and I don't know how to reset these.
Yeah, like wow. You can't see it. You guys can't see it, but
Yeah,
it's great.
we'd love to show you guys this.
If you
It's
check out
super amazing.
Digital Foundry Minecraft
Neither of
ray
them are
tracing live play, it's pretty fantastic.
That would be your first problem.
Well,
I want them to
okay.
go outside though.
All right, Luke, you're coming up. You're coming in hot. Oh wait, no, you're not. You're coming in hot. There you go.
Hey.
All right, yay! You just have to switch it from SDI to HDMI. That's the way to refresh
That's the
these
refresh,
cards. Yeah.
okay.
On the other ones, you used to be able to just turn them off.
I know. On the other ones, you used to be able to deactivate and activate them, which is why I got confused because I assumed there would be a way to deactivate and activate these ones, but there isn't. This is what happens when you let Jake build your thing. So, wow,
Isn't that crazy?
that actually looks
Like
so
kinda
much
nice.
better
yeah.
than regular Minecraft.
Yeah. There's some other cool scenarios that they go through.
So is this using like NVIDIA's ray tracing tech? Is this RTX or is this just, it's Minecraft, so it's just brute forced?
Honestly, I didn't think we were going this direction on the WAN show, so I don't have this information ready. But yeah, it's all I know is it's ray tracing. There, look at the water.
Oh, wait, hold on. I switched away from you.
The light reflections on the water is
Oh,
stunning. No, I know.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Wow.
Super cool. And like I'm sure there's other mods going on here.
Yeah.
But the ray tracing itself just makes the game look completely different.
I have to confess, I have still never played Minecraft.
Apparently it's getting like more popular again now. So
Really?
who knows? It'll just never die. It'll keep going
Well,
forever.
I don't see why it would, because it's in the same way that, like, why would Lego ever die?
Yeah.
You're always going to want to,
Gonna go
Build
build
stuff.
something. Yeah.
yeah.
You've never played it.
Okay, so to be clear, I've opened the program and
Yeah.
I've, like, wandered around for 3 minutes and gotten confused because I
You're
just,
like, oh, okay.
I don't
Guess I'm done.
really get it.
Yeah.
But, like, there wasn't a tutorial or anything, so I was just like, okay, now I have some grass and a dead cow.
I
and don't
I
know
thought
what to
I
do
built
with it.
some amazing thing, and then I like went on YouTube and was like, nope, I'm terrible. I'm the worst. And then I decided that I would never be able to build anything actually cool, so I just built a treehouse and then quit.
Okay.
That's my Minecraft.
That's your entire Minecraft
Yeah,
story.
yeah. But looks beautiful with ray tracing. I don't know. I think maybe I have a little bit of hardware fatigue,
Right, okay.
just because I don't see it getting utilized super well.
So, I mean, you can always find use cases for
Absolutely.
it. So, okay,
Yeah.
let's go back to that rumor, which I can actually show you guys now on the Inquirer.net here. There's like some typos in this article and stuff, but we're just gonna hit on the main beats.
Yeah.
So they are saying that they believe the Ryzen 3800X and 3850X will be at the top of the processor lineup. They'll both be 16 core, 32. I'm sure they mean threads here. And they'll be among the 8 CPUs that they'll be launching this month. So this is a tweet from Apisac saying Zen 2. So remember, guys, Ryzen 3000 series is reportedly going to be Zen 2, not Zen Plus, like Zen improved, like we got with the Ryzen 2000 series.
Yeah.
It was a little confusing because you had Ryzen with the number 1 and then the rest of the model number. And then you had Ryzen 2 and stuff, but that wasn't Ryzen 2. So Ryzen 2 has to be based on the Zen 2 architecture, not just like fine-tuned for better memory compatibility and like slightly better clock speeds. So what we're looking at apparently, and this is based on an engineering sample that allegedly turned up, is a base clock of 3.3 gigahertz, a boost of 4.2, which is sounding pretty darn good. And this was running on an X570 motherboard. So, frankly, it actually sounds reasonably plausible. And this is allegedly, again, what the full lineup might look like. And if this is true, wait, what is this? This is kind of conflicting with it. Someone else said this is an early sample. There's room for improvement. Last December, this apparently surfaced, but we don't know how much truth there is to it. I would be very surprised to see a 16-core processor with a base of 4.3 and a boost to 5.1. I think that might be a fanboy fever dream, but if AMD does pull this off, then boy, is Intel ever gonna have something to react to. And the bizarre thing from Intel's side, especially right now, is that because they're currently experiencing a shortage on all of their 14 nanometer plus products, they aren't even really in a position to drop pricing.
No.
So the thing about that is that even if this processor launch from AMD doesn't affect Intel's sales, because they can effectively sell everything they can make at the price that they've already set, what it could at the very least do is affect Intel's perception among enthusiasts. Because if Intel doesn't drop their price, that does the kind of damage to your brand over the longer term that's really hard to get away from. Oh, Intel is overpriced. Intel's a ripoff. AMD gives you better performance at the same price, or it gives you the same performance for a lower price. Like, that's the kind of perception that sticks with you. And it's easy for especially people who pay really close attention to technology news to go, well, no, because, you know, Intel might conroe the market again and completely, you know, turn AMD on its head. But here's the thing. I still get people, you know, just talking to me in casual conversation like, oh, I didn't get AMD because AMD runs hot. And it's like, well, no. AMD made processors at one point that did run pretty hot.
Old hype news dies hard.
Exactly. So it can take you years. It has been over 2 years since AMD launched Ryzen. Think about that for a minute.
That's actually kind of spooky.
Right?
It feels like it was so recent.
Right? It's been over 2 years.
Makes sense, though.
And you still get people saying things like, oh, AMD runs really hot. Well, no, Ryzen doesn't. Like, anything runs hot if you overclock it or whatever. But no, Ryzen has very reasonable thermals. And you ran into the same thing like back in the Intel Prescott days. So there was a time back in, like, I don't know, 2006, whenever it was, 2007, I don't know, when Intel's processors ran so hot that those systems, if you can get your hands on something like an Intel Prescott 3.4 or 3.6 gigahertz or something like that, that's still running today, I guarantee you the motherboard is like darkened.
I was just gonna say the still running today part would be surprising.
Yeah, like the chip might work. There's no way that motherboard works. Those things sucked so much power. They ran so freaking hot. And that plagued Intel, again, for years. Oh, I'm going to get AMD because Intel CPUs run hot. So this has the potential, if any of this is even remotely true, to do long-term damage to Intel's perception among enthusiasts. And the thing about enthusiasts is that there frankly aren't that many of them. I think that sometimes the high-end gaming community and the enthusiast and overclocking communities get all, you know, up in their own self-importance, thinking that they actually matter. When the reality of it is, in a given quarter, one major OEM, like a Dell or an HP, is probably moving more CPUs than your entire market segment over like a year or more.
Yeah.
Like, that's the cold hard truth. And yes, the enthusiast segment does buy higher margin, like K unlocked chips and all that kind of stuff, but it's not, you're not going to make or break a brand like Intel or even AMD at this point, now that they're finally winning some OEM contracts. But What you do have the power to do is you have the power to influence the sphere around you. If you talking like
that
to you,
I would say I think there's quite a bit of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So talking to you, the viewer, right now, each one of you, I'm sure sometime in the last month, someone, be they friend or family, has come to you with tech advice. And
You're very likely the family tech.
Exactly. Sometimes it's like totally irrelevant. Like my in-laws the other day, I was over there for dinner, and they pull out this. They're like, "Yeah, we got this this thing from Costco, and we don't know how to use it." And I'm like, "Oh lordy, what is it this time?" And they pull it out, and it's a solar-powered like motion sensing light for their porch.
Okay.
And I'm like,
it's powered by electricity, though, man. You know how it works.
So, like, I've never set one of these up before. Like, I think my superpower must be that I can just read a manual.
Yeah, or Google something.
Like, honestly, a lot of the time, isn't that just all it is a lot of the time? Like, how to use a piece of software? Like, just clicking things, seeing what they do. And
Did
if
that
they
break
were
everything? No? Okay, that's good.
Control Z,
Yeah, yeah. It's probably undoable. It's
mousing
probably
over, reading the little text that pops up. So anyway, I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, okay, so it's got a light, all right? It's got a little thing in the front. That's your motion sensor. And then there's this wire, and it's got a solar panel. So this probably goes where you want light when it detects a thing. And then this probably goes where the sun is. Well, do they need to go together? Well, there's a very long wire on it.
So probably not.
Probably not. Anyway, sometimes it's totally off
World's
topic.
greatest detective.
Yeah, but other times you're really influencing key decisions like, hey, what laptop should I get?
Mm-hmm.
And non-techie people, if we're being honest, they actually don't care.
No, they just want to make sure that they're not doing something notably stupid. So if you're like that one, you're coming from a at least somewhat informed position, and they're like, oh, okay, cool.
Like my aunt, for example. I always end up picking on my poor aunt.
She's a very nice person.
Didn't know the difference between an iPhone and an Android phone.
Okay.
So I was like, what kind of phone do you want? She's like, well, I have an iPhone. Meanwhile, it's a 5C, and this is like 4 months ago. I really should have just upgraded her earlier. It doesn't matter. The point is, she's like, I've got an iPhone. I just want something that I don't have to relearn. And I'm like, okay.
You're going to be relearning.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Apple did away, you know that one button? Like the one button you still had, it's gone. With that said, I could give you an older Android device that still has a button. So functionally, it's actually more similar to your old iPhone than a new iPhone is to your old iPhone. And she kind of looked at both of them, didn't understand either of them when I showed her the new ones. And I was like, okay, so you had a picture of a phone. You still got a picture of a phone. You just touched the phone. Right, but this one, where's the dial pad? And I'm like, it's fine, the dial pad's here. She's, but the iPhone, it brings up the contacts first. I'm like, right, but they've both got both options. It's okay. Anyway, at the end of the day, she wanted the iPhone because she knew the iPhone, but she could have just as easily learned an Android phone.
Yeah.
Like, it actually didn't matter. And I think a lot of the time, especially the people that have both techie families and techie social circles, can totally lose track of how normal people operate, because you get so caught up in these little details like, oh, well, the MacBook Pro thermal throttles to 15% of the time. So most people are probably only ever gonna like browse Facebook, regardless of whether they get a Mac or a Windows PC. So it comes down to just getting whatever like makes them happy. So you the tech influencer, have a lot of power here, because at the end of the day, they're just probably gonna get whatever you say, or they're not gonna get what you say. At some point, they'll probably regret it, and then maybe they'll get what you say next time.
I'm trying to find this
I don't really
thread.
remember where I was going with that anyway.
This is pretty somewhat off topic, but I'm trying to find this thread where I want to throw the forum under the bus pretty hard. We don't get, and I mean we wouldn't have anyways because there's no real reason to, but we don't really get rid of stuff on the forum unless it's like we don't get rid of stuff that attacks us, and this was attacking other people,
Right.
which sometimes we would get rid of, but it was all anonymous, so it was okay. But it was, I don't remember the exact thread name, but it was in general discussion years ago, and I'm sure it's still live because it was surviving many years after the point where it was posted. But it was like Tales from Tech Support.
Oh.
But the name wasn't exactly that.
Yeah, no. Your experience with non-techies or something.
Yeah. Super legendary, massive thread on the forum. And I've hated it.
I've thought about killing it a lot of times
The whole time
too.
it's been alive.
Actually, here it is. Experiences with non-techies. It's got like 1,238 pages. And I think this is sort of an example of, okay, well, this one from one of our moderators is actually pretty fair. People putting stuff on top of an electric baseboard. Seriously, why do people do that?
That's not even
Well, it is kind of techie.
electric baseboard?
Is it technology or not?
Okay. But a wheel's technology.
Okay.
A string is technology.
Some people.
Sewing is technology.
So she'll probably never watch
Cooking
this, so I think I'm
influences
pretty safe.
technology pretty
But
heavily.
we had a nanny at one
Books
point
are technology.
that couldn't manage to put like the forks in the fork tray and the spoons in the spoon tray. I'm not talking like the big forks and the small forks. I'm talking like forks and spoons. Just like, I think you know sort of how much respect I have for the human race in general. It's something I don't talk about much on the WAN Show. But
And like the best part too is I know you have a particular thing about dishwasher organization.
And I'm very fussy when it comes to cutlery. It's one of my Aspie things.
So I can totally believe that just drove you wild.
It's the kind of thing where like I will open the drawer to get a thing, and it's not like it's bad enough that I have to like dig through it in order to find the thing I need, but then I have to reorganize the whole drawer.
Yeah.
But
A fork is technology.
to change gears a little bit, gears also technology.
Yeah.
To change gears a little bit here, I think that we all need to reflect once in a while and try to imagine something that we don't know anything, that we know a laughably small amount about, but that someone else who frankly doesn't know or care about the difference between a Mac and a Windows PC might be an expert in. Like, if you were to get dumped onto a farm, would you do like I'm talking a real one, would you be able to operate the equipment or deal with the animals any better than that, let's say, farmer would be able to sit down and describe the nuances of iOS versus Android?
And like
be honest.
I'm sure there's crossover in both those directions.
Of course.
But
I was just using it as an example of something that you might not know anything about.
I was just pointing it so people don't freak out.
Of course, there's plenty
obviously.
of tech-literate farmers. In fact, farming is more technology-heavy than it's ever been.
There's actually a lot of very high-tech stuff in farming.
Farming is
but
by
anyways.
definition technology.
It is.
Everything's technology, my friends.
But so, yeah, I don't know. I've always hated that thread because it's like, oh, come on. Give it a break.
Gandhi asks if Linus really has autism. So, my family has a lot of autism in it. The way that I would describe myself is to say I have a touch of the Aspie. Now, Asperger's is no longer considered by the WHO a real disorder because
Oh.
yeah, it was a while back. Because to say that feeling socially awkward and like you are made uncomfortable about certain things is like, I mean, there's a reason they call it autism spectrum disorder.
Yeah, because I was going to say
like,
that's everybody.
as far as I'm,
In at least some scenario, you're gonna
who's
feel
not
social.
on it?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Okay.
So yeah, I do have some ticky behaviors. I do have some things that make me irrationally frustrated and like I can't handle it. But no, I have never been diagnosed with autism. It's just something that, like I said, runs in my family pretty strongly, and we all sit somewhere on there for sure, just to varying degrees. So there.
Right.
My T-shirt is technology, according to
It is.
according to YouTube chat.
Yep.
Noise bombs, farming, the most underrated technology by a long shot.
There's actually, okay, you know what? If you want to go down a weird YouTube rabbit hole, there's some pretty wild farming tech, okay? Just, you know, you can go down that rabbit hole if you want. We should probably do
Speaking of
sponsors.
wild,
Oh, man, that timing.
this wallet from
It's
our
technology.
sponsor. It's technology.
Yep.
Stop carrying pointless items around in your pocket, like receipts, old hotel room keys, or spent gift cards. I wonder how many of those things I legitimately have in my wallet right now.
Like a week ago, I pitched an old hotel room
Here's
key.
a receipt. You know what?
I've
I was
got
actually
receipts.
pretty sure I had an old hotel room key. I must have gotten rid of it because I accidentally kept one from my last trip.
Mine was legit like last week or something.
I don't have any spent gift cards. I actually keep mine. Wow, I actually keep mine pretty clean these days. Do you want to play What Do You Have in Your Wallet?
Spent gift card.
Nice!
Yeah. So I have receipts and spent gift card. I don't have old hotel room key because I got rid of it last week.
Okay.
I would have been 3 for 3 though.
So I've got my my
I've got
health insurance
that.
benefits card.
Yeah. Yep.
I've got my BCAA membership. Is this one expired? I don't think it actually matters. I don't think your number changes. I've got my driver's license. I've got my Costco card.
Okay, so far we're exactly tied.
Executive member. Nice. Thing of beauty. I've got my access card for for work.
Yep. We're
I've
one
got
for one so far.
One,
Okay, now I lose.
2, 3 debit cards.
Those are all debit?
Those are all debit, yeah.
Oh, man.
So the reason is that I've got my joint account with the waifu.
Okay.
I've got my my work debit card. And then I've also got my, just in case we ever get divorced, I still need to have a bank account debit card. No, I'm just kidding. I've just been a customer at TD since I was like 6. And I think having a very, very long-standing account can have advantages if you ever go to negotiate with them on like something. It's a free account, so it costs me nothing to have it. I just have to have a balance of like greater than $10 or something like that. So I just hold on to it just in case. Like the other thing too is because Yvonne handles all of our money, it's really hard for me to do simple things like buy her a birthday present without
Right, because she'd see.
it showing up on the credit card.
Yeah.
And so like I've had to resort to stupid things like, hey hon, don't look at the credit card statement for a bit and don't log into Amazon. And she's like, I'm actually your accountant. I actually need to do those things. Okay.
So you're gonna see the line item before you see the item itself.
Yeah. So I have 3 debit cards and then I have 4 credit cards. I have
Whoa.
personal and business Canadian cards and then personal and business USD cards.
Yeah, you've got me there.
I also have some cash
I've got a.
because
I
I'm
have some
feeling
cash.
retro.
I have some cash too.
You got some cash? Feeling retro?
Yep.
And then I had 1 receipt. So I actually run a fairly tight ship, but I do think I need to
Do you
carry.
keep change?
No.
No change.
So my system for change is actually pretty straightforward. I downgraded to a smaller wallet, so I actually fully support the smaller wallet, assuming you don't have too many cards for it. I actually downgraded to a smaller wallet a number of, well, you can see how many years ago it was. I really need a new wallet. I should probably
You've
just
pretty
actually
much
try
had
this.
that wallet the whole time I've known you, I think.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I downgraded because I had resolved to not carry around change or too many receipts anymore.
Okay.
And so I devised a new system for change. So the only thing I really use change for is to pay an exact change for Monday Night Badminton
Okay.
and for like hot lunch day for my son's school and like stuff like that, like when I need to send money to school.
Sure.
So I do need change, but I don't need it on me. So
Okay. Okay.
change goes along with my screwdriver in my back right pocket.
Okay.
And
then it
then-
gets deposited.
Every night at the end of the day, I put it in my change bucket.
Okay.
And then anytime I need change, I get it from there. So I never actually spend change. I only acquire change, and then when I specifically need it. So we did a staycation because one of the things that one of my daughters asked to do on our vacation was to ride the bus. And I was like, well, that's a cheap date.
Cool.
So when we needed to go ride the bus as a family, I had somewhere to go for change, because you can't not have any change. That's inconvenient.
When I travel, I like to have some cash on me and deal with cash sometimes, just because every once in a while your cards will freak out, and I like to just have some amount of local cash.
Right.
And then I also really like collecting relatively small denominations, but still of a little bit of the change and a little bit of the cash from different countries that I go to, just because I find it really interesting how they keep their stuff. So then I often have like some weird mix of change from multiple different countries in the pocket until I deposit it at home, which I constantly forget to do. But yeah.
This thing's actually pretty sick. Actually, a number of people
cool.
internally have switched to it. We should probably do the actual talking points here.
That would probably be a good idea.
Helps you carry less. It uses 2 metal RFID blocking plates that are bound by a strong elastic band that keeps your cards tightly together but still accessible. You just pop them out like that, shloop, and then they just kind of slip
really
back
cool
in like
while
that.
you're doing
Looks
it,
and feels slick. Comes in different materials like aluminum, carbon fiber, and titanium, and makes a great gift for Father's Day, which is June 16th. By the way, guys, more importantly, Mother's Day this Sunday.
Weekend.
Don't forget. Whoop, whoop, whoop. PSA, Mother's Day this Sunday. At least send her a text message, all right? Bare minimum. And, learned this the hard way, your wife of your children, your mother of your, also a mother, make sure you acknowledge her too. Don't miss that one. There was this one Mother's Day when, like, are you setting a reminder for yourself?
I'm sending a tweet. Generally, I do tweet reminders for everybody to try to help. I know maybe our community isn't the greatest at remembering these types of things. Remember the experiences with non-techies thing? Our community is not necessarily great at certain other stuff. So I try to help other people because I have problems remembering these things as well. So when I get reminded, I tweet it out and help other people.
It's so funny.
And then them responding to the tweet constantly reminds me that it's coming. So it's actually helpful for me as well.
I try not to generalize, but the thing is, within the techie community, I would say that consideration for things like special occasions is generally on the low end.
Yeah.
Compared
Probably.
to the general population.
Probably.
The likelihood of let's say in a company, okay? In a company of mostly techie people like this one versus a company of, like my wife's old job as a pharmacist. So a pharmacy where it's predominantly female.
That's technology.
The likelihood of someone showing up at our office with cupcakes to celebrate someone's birthday, or
It's only Yvonne.
a handcrafted gift to celebrate someone having a baby that everyone signs and hand delivers to them. Much less likely here, much more likely there. I try not to generalize. I'm just saying, guys.
I'm horrible with this stuff. I'm absolutely terrible about it. It's always been kind of helpful for me because I am terrible about it, and traditionally my boss man doesn't give 2 craps at all.
Yeah, you can forget my birthday any day of the week. 365 times a year, you can forget my birthday.
Even the times that I do remember, usually just oh, okay, cool, see ya.
And the great thing is you'll usually be right.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, a very high percentage of the time. Yeah, higher than 99. Pretty solid.
It'll have more uptime than Floatplane.
Whoa. Floatplane's actually had pretty good
Actually,
uptime.
it's had pretty good uptime. I'm just bugging you.
I was just thinking on top of my head, I was like, wait, maybe not.
Okay.
Next?
Yeah, right. Oh, right. Wow. We're also brought to you by Madrinas Coffee. Oh, man. So, Madrinas, they sponsored the roast.
Yes.
As you know.
Yep.
And we had a bit of a snafu with the YouTube version of the roast, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, will be going live on... Which one is it? Oh, wow, tomorrow.
I was just going to say, I think it's tomorrow.
Cool. So we'll be going live on Saturday, tomorrow at around noon. We had a bit of a snafu with it today where we uploaded it and we didn't make it public, but we accidentally added it to a playlist. So a handful of people happened across it, and I think this is going to be a fairly polarizing piece of content.
Yeah.
Not everyone is gonna like it. Hopefully you don't judge me or Madrinas based on the things that are said by some of the people in the roast, which I think might have been happening. But just remember, guys, as you're watching it, it was all in good fun, and we're still friends, and it's all good.
Were more people worried about us?
So there weren't a lot of comments, but the like-dislike ratio was 1 to 2.
Whoa.
No,
How many people saw it though?
not many. It only had about 50 views.
Okay.
But it had 8 dislikes.
Yeah.
That's
That's kind of weird.
pretty strong.
Yeah.
The weird thing is almost everyone absolutely loved it on Floatplane.
Yeah.
Where we'll find kind of our super
I-
supporters.
I think you're going to get more people there that understand because they know the people that are on stage more likely. Because you're cutting out. I know there's definitely going to be people that watch on YouTube that just like either don't want to or don't have the cash to watch on Floatplane that are super hardcore fans. That's totally cool.
Yeah.
But you're also going to have a higher percentage of people that aren't.
Yeah.
And if you're not very familiar with everyone on stage and how friendly those people actually are, some of those interactions might come across a little weird. I'm not sure.
I don't know, man. I
don't know.
I honestly I've watched the entire thing through about 4 times now. And it was entertaining every single time. I think it's a fantastic piece of content.
The only thing that makes me sad about it is the audio tracks.
Yeah, the audience audio is not ideal.
Yeah, and I come through everything.
Yeah, you're pretty loud.
My laugh gets through everybody's mic.
So we didn't actually have, for whatever reason, the production company that helped us with it did not provide the multi-channel audio for the evening. So we couldn't just turn you down when you weren't talking.
Oh.
We only got a single audio track. So with everything mixed.
That makes more sense. I was like, why? I know my laugh is ridiculous, but
Yep.
this is a little nuts.
So what I would recommend in order to have the best experience with it is to turn the volume up higher than you normally would. Luke's going to be super loud, but you'll be able to hear the audience reacting to the jokes, which adds a lot.
It's going to add a lot because the biggest problem is like something will be funny and the presenter person will pause for laughter and you just like stare at them sitting there. And it's like, okay, this is a little weird.
It's really regrettable that we didn't have we were considering putting in a laugh track, but we ended up opting to leave it au naturel for better or for worse.
Yeah.
Because the thing about a laugh track is there's so many different laughter reactions. Oh! Like it's so varied that we weren't going to be able to make it good. So I would rather just leave it natural, and then at least people can have, for better or for worse.
I've watched it a couple times too, though. I do find it quite funny, but I can also, I don't know. I can understand why some people, it might not be their cup of tea. I don't know.
We'll see. I don't know. Maybe we're just...
Some of the dislikes might have also been like, hey, this isn't what this playlist is supposed to be.
No, we've accidentally put stuff in playlists before. It's not really like that.
All right, okay. I was trying.
Should we show a short teaser?
Sure.
Is that a good idea?
Sure.
Okay.
It's going live anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a short teaser for anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
You can just show it on Floatplane.
So here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Do they have the true version?
This might show the URL, right?
Oh.
The unlisted URL.
What a tremendous thought that I didn't think of.
Hooray.
Oh, actually, there's a Floatplane exclusive. I don't know if you saw this. This went up today.
I didn't. That's cool.
All the red carpet interviews, director's cut. And I believe by director's cut, we mean completely not cut because we didn't have time. No, I don't think I can show the Floatplane one. Or wait, yes, I can. I can show this one. Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn on audio. I don't know how well that's going to work. But, we do have a warning on it, in fairness to us. Man, I love this intro.
Wait for it. After, I think I'm after, yeah. Last name.
It's spelled wrong. Yeah, I know. We fixed that for the YouTube release. Just minor things. And that weird interlacing issue, we fixed that too.
Yeah.
I look so ridiculous in my like Grand Theft Auto intro screen thing.
Yeah. That stage was so cool.
I know. It ended up looking so great.
Freaking James's grandiose intro. Oh, man.
Someone with a Chinese username says, "What's funny is people think they actually read this chat." Occasionally we do. I don't know if they can actually hear this or not.
No audio.
I have. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
No audio.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, it looks really good. And yeah, we're gonna have to figure out if we can get audio
Thanks,
off of this.
Floatplane chat.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Oh man, I hope it. I hope people like it. Do we have any other main topics today, or did it take us that? Oh wait, I never did the Madrinas talking points. Okay, so good luck, Madrinas. Hopefully everyone doesn't hate you and us.
Yeah.
But if you guys liked the roast, then please help keep Madrinas afloat by ordering their coffee for fuel, their organic cold brew coffee in convenient 16-ounce cans. 16 ounce. They're 15 ounces. Them and they're rounding up. They're like, well, everyone does it. I'm like, I don't care. They're 15-ounce cans with a flavor for everyone. And we're launching our second branded product, the LTT Vanilla Cold Brew with Madrinas Coffee. That's on tomorrow's YouTube release, so be sure to watch that episode. And also, we have, of course, the Lambo Roast. So it's madrinascoffee.com/Linus to get 40% off your order with code Linus. I'm also really excited about the exclusive, limited edition, because we actually can't get enough shirts to print as many of these as we want, but the limited edition LTT Roast commemorative t-shirt. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Check it out. So
yes, I have seen that. That's legit.
It's the This Is Fine meme sort of inspired. We only have, I think, about 600 of them or something like that. That's like all that we could get in this shirt color, and I really, really wanted the red one for this. So I am not expecting these to last past about the first hour or two.
Yeah.
Now, to be clear, we don't normally sell that kind of volume of shirts, but we also don't normally do limited edition shirts. And when we do, they tend to sell really well. It's the kind of thing we try not to overdo. Like that TechLink shirt with the tape. I forget how many units of that we moved, but it was like so funny because the inspiration for it really was just like,
yeah.
I actually just like, we didn't intend to make it a shirt.
Yeah.
Until it was like already created. Anyway.
Well, the design's done, so just put it up.
By the way, while you're at it, if you want to grab the water bottle, we have more shipments coming in 3 to 4 weeks, I believe. So there you go. So I think that's pretty much it for WAN Show for today, unless there's anything else that you wanted to talk through.
We didn't talk about Google I/O at all.
Oops. Hey, at least we did our headline topic.
We did.
I think we did a good...
For a few seconds.
I think we did a good third of the show on tech news today. And it was front-loaded.
Okay. Yeah. It was just mostly not in the doc. Yeah, no, that was good. That was good. Yeah, no, that's fair.
I did good?
Yeah, good job.
Good boy.
Yeah. The Google I/O happened. Android Q, which some of this stuff, I think everyone knew Pixel 3a, Pixel 3a XL, and Android Q were coming.
Yeah.
There was some other cool stuff. One thing that I like is Maps AR.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
No.
So like you'll be able to hold up your screen and like see the city, and it'll be like racing game style arrows being like go this way and stuff, and that's pretty cool for when you're walking around. Sometimes in cities it is a little misleading because
I don't have a lot of
confused all
trouble
the time.
just seeing the arrow, but then
yeah.
again, I'm not the kind of person who puts spoons in the fork tray, so I can see why we need to simplify things like walking down the street. Reading an address number.
That's fair. It's also coming with...
I tend, it's funny. I tend to be kind of a hater about like new technology. Like I still don't have a Google Home. or
Yeah.
an Alexa, or excuse me, an Echo.
I got
Because
a
I'm
Google
just
Home
like,
for free, and I used it for a little bit and then unplugged it because it was just annoying when I was trying to use my phone's voice control stuff.
and I realized something. I was like going to do something on my phone the other day, and I was like, oh, a lot of people would do this with voice control or something, but for me it is literally faster to just do it myself. But then, I'm gonna pick on my poor aunt again. I love my
No.
aunt dearly. I was watching her use her phone the other day, and she's like trying to key a destination into like Google Maps or something. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like it auto completes. You don't even have to type the whole thing.
My dad uses voice commands really effectively, and I use voice commands almost exclusively to set alarms.
Yeah, I'll set an alarm
really
with a voice
fast.
command.
Yeah.
I'll set an alarm with a voice
Genuinely really fast, and it works basically all the time. Setting reminders, who knows what the reminder is going to be for.
You know what I hate about reminders? It's such a gentle nudge.
Yes.
It's like,
yeah.
hey. And a lot of the time, the reminder won't even be the top of thing.
Yeah.
And
I
there's no
wish-
timestamp next to it.
I wish, you know how when you're setting a
Yeah.
reminder of some sort,
Yeah.
you can set like, oh, I want a notification, I want an email. There should be set an alarm off.
I believe you can do that. Okay, Google. Sorry, everyone. Set an alarm reminding me to rotate the wash in 10 minutes.
No. More than 24 hours.
Your alarm's set for 6:43
Yeah, no, I think there's a way to...
I don't think you can set an alarm for more than 24 hours from now.
Oh, you might be right. I think there is a way to set an alarm with a text thing, though. I can't
Yes.
remember how to do it.
Yeah.
But like, I want it's a reminder. I need to know.
Like
It should be
Jewel-
like, like,
That's okay. I had this thought the other day that, okay, first of all, SIM card technology, I wish was further than it is now. You should be able to have, maybe I'm totally off on this and just don't know, but you should be able to have more than one phone number. And I want a phone number that I can have in my phone that isn't my main phone number, that's like for Floatplane stuff. And if something goes through that and I don't open that text message or respond to that call, my phone needs to go nuclear. Just freak out. I don't care. Flash the light, do tons of noise, vibrate like crazy, and just don't
Right.
stop.
that
Do
seems
it
like
for 4 hours if you need to.
that seems like the kind of thing you could do with like if this and that or something.
Probably.
Like,
but like
if
I just
get a call on Sim 2, then
but like I kind of wish
Set off the air
there
raid
was
siren.
a way that I could like give you
Right.
one of those phone numbers
right.
so that you could call the like this needs to get freaking through phone number.
Now, is it still a thing that you can make an urgent call?
I don't know.
I know there was a way to prioritize whether it was text messages or calls. I know that there used to be a way to like flag it. I don't know if it was ever widely supported. I just know I'd seen it on a couple of phones over the years.
How to mark a call urgent in.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I just wish there was a way to like, and I don't want it to be overused, so I would want it to be a thing where like you have to give someone access to this.
Right.
Whether it's a phone number, or whether it's whatever.
Well,
But I wish
think
there was a
you
way
can
to be
set
like,
people as higher priority contacts, but the only thing I think it affects is whether they can punch through Do Not Disturb.
but that's not enough.
That's- yeah,
And
yeah.
like I need
Like you're talking, you want to wake up when you're sleeping.
yes.
Right.
And that's I'm a rather hard person to wake up. And like my freaking phone, I hate this so much. You can't have your ringtone and your notification tones on separate volume levels.
Really? Oh, I think mine can. Don't quote me on that though.
Is that Samsung?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I believe Samsung
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
And I think there's some way to do it on non-Samsung devices. But I think there's a way to do it stock. I think you have to root or something.
Right.
But that's just ridiculous.
All right.
And another part of the thing is most of the phone calls that I get are not important. Just to be completely honest.
Half of the ones I get are spam these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't actually want it to be super annoying.
Right.
But
Right.
if someone has the special, like, I don't know, maybe call my phone and then while it's ringing, if you put in a code, be like, nope, this one's important. Go through everything, max volume it, go crazy.
Seems like the kind of thing that should be possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of possible, updating on LTX. So here's our update. Are you interested in learning about video creation? Think you can edit an LTT video better than our team in an hour? we are actually doing this as a booth. So you can come to the Editing Den booth, show us your skills. Taryn will be on site to show you the ropes and help answer your questions. When you show up, there will be somewhere between 6 and 8 editing workstations loaded up with Adobe Premiere and Photoshop. Yes, you have to edit with Adobe, sorry. Along with A-roll footage and a combination of B-roll clips. Sound files and templates will also be provided along with our
hire this way.
animated intro and end screen. And each station will have a timer. You'll have exactly 1 hour to put together your wonderful creation. We'll record your name and contact info, store the video, then review them about a week after LTX is over to pick our winner. The winner will receive their very own video editing workstation.
That's the part where I was like, whoa, I read ahead. That's crazy. Is that sponsored or something?
We'll figure it out. The exact specs will be are TBD. Like, to be clear, it's not going to be like a Xeon W3175X.
But
like,
still.
But we're talking like an 8-core Ryzen, 16 gigs of RAM, like something respectable. It'll be something respectable. So that's going to be pretty cool. If you don't already have a ticket for LTX, what are you waiting for? We announced some new creators. Snazzy Labs is coming now.
Yeah.
So like, we're spending more money. It's fine though. Everything's fine. We're actually selling enough tickets that it, like, actually might be fine. But please buy more tickets anyway.
Yeah. That'd be great.
It's a good time. And then I think there was also one more thing that I had wanted to. Oh right, super chats. Okay, I felt so bad 2 weeks ago. Someone super chatted $100.
We forgot it last week too, and someone super chatted $100 again.
Okay, well, I felt bad 2 weeks ago.
I felt bad last week.
Well, you were there 2 weeks ago.
I was
too.
there on both streams.
Okay, anyway, so I just wanted to jump in, guys. I did get in touch with that person and did answer their question.
Oh, cool.
Even though I did not catch them on stream. Hi, Just Eaten. Hi, Robert Jr. Nathan says there's something on my shirt. Haha, JK.
Okay.
You guys are just such a wonderful group. So weird. Oasis, hi. Zach, hi. David Cook, hi. It's fake free Google money, apparently. Thank you for that. Anyone who super chats, by the way, if you don't have a Floatplane subscription, you should do that instead. A higher percentage of it actually makes it to us, just so you know. Well, me, not him. But like, because I technically own, have ownership stakes in both Linus Media Group and Floatplane.
It's a pretty great deal.
Like, it's better than the amount Google takes.
Use Stripe, because, you know.
Hi, It's Just Eaten. Yeah. Should we have talked about PayPal being a bunch of buttheads this week? It's kind of a big topic.
I was considering if we had the old mixer here, not the old mixer, the one mixer we had that one week with the swear button. I was just gonna start the rant and then get you to hold it for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh
while
man,
I just screamed
PayPal,
about it for a while.
it has been a bad scene. We were looking at seriously de-emphasizing PayPal's presence on the Floatplane site.
Guess whose payment processor PayPal is now secondary for?
Wait,
eBay.
well, I was
Were you gonna guess eBay?
Well, I just couldn't remember who they were most closest. Like, it was one of those. It was on the tip of my brain. I wanted to get it right.
I'm sorry.
But maybe I'd have gotten it wrong anyway. So thank you for at least saving me the embarrassment.
eBay though. It's wild.
Really?
I didn't know that. Apparently this happened like a little while ago.
Huh.
Like this is not actually super new news. This was sometime in 2018. But yeah, I don't actually remember who, sorry. But one of my guys brought it up in the meeting today that
Never noticed.
eBay even deprioritized PayPal. Like it's still there, but it's not their main payment processor.
Interesting.
Wild. Absolutely wild.
Hi, Jonathan. Wade says, tech tips on top.
Heck yeah.
Sure. Ben says, can you please talk about the Boeing pentathlon?
Yeah, there's been a bunch of people talking about that in the Floatplane chat. I was going to bring it up after the super chats, but let's keep going. I'll bring this up after the super chats.
Landon says, nice work, you glorious Canuckistans.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Jonathan Young. Hi, Jonathan Young. Hi, Jonathan Young. Jonathan Young says, are y'all going to make out or what? Jake Likes Tech says, hey, about the new Ryzen CPUs. I've had about 3 Ryzen chips in the last year and a half, and all of them have had bad luck. That's why I'm looking to go Intel, because they have better chances. I think you might mean with respect to overclocking, and it's not bad luck. AMD's current Ryzen chips don't really overclock much. Yeah, like the lower tier ones will overclock to like the same level as the higher tier ones in a lot of cases, but they don't really go much further. They have kind of a hard wall. Intel has a hard wall too. It's just at a higher frequency because that's Intel's got a little bit more experience making decent CPUs right now, but AMD's catching up. And by more experience, I mean that as kind of an underhanded jab at Intel, to be very clear to you guys, to those of you who put the forks in the spoon tray. What I mean is Intel hasn't like made a new CPU architecture in 4 years, so they've had lots of time to tune it.
Yeah.
Bambi says Linus is thick. That is gonna be like my ongoing. Every time I mention forks and spoons, like
Okay, yeah.
the people who watched this WAN show are gonna know what's up.
Yeah.
Emily says, I'm the family IT girl. I have people I don't know coming to me to fix their stuff. Yeah, I hear it. Mikkel says, Linus, you drink is technology. Heck yeah, it is. Hey, it's got a vacuum thing, blah, 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 lttstore.com.
Remember, you set the alarm.
That alarm I set. Yeah, okay.
It worked.
Harold asks if there's a prepay plan for a year of Floatplane. Not yet. We're working on it.
Yeah.
And Mikkel
It
says,
is in the pipe.
just got the shirt. Nice. Yeah. All right. Oh, Thomas says, want to buy Floatplane forums again. Are we fixing that?
Sometime.
Yeah. So I have actually posted that, like, we're aware, like, we know, but just getting the site ready for other creators right now is a higher priority because we've been losing money for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
we don't want to be like motivated by money, man. You know, like the corporations, man.
But being negative is also like bad and
bad.
stuff because you have to
Need to get that sorted.
pay people
Yeah.
and things. So in
Don't
updates,
worry, it's fine. There's still money.
Thanks, man.
But also just like
Appreciate it.
we
But
should
I'm like
probably
trying to hire more people at the
get
same
out of the
time
red soon.
so we can do cool stuff. Anyways, the new transcoding system is in prod. There's been some problems with it, but there's problems with everything, especially when it's something that's been worked on for so long. And it's actually doing quite well, and we're patching it as it goes, and we're actually very happy with the new transcoding system and uploading system in general. So that's great. That was one of the big blocks that there was for bringing on new creators. A few things we want to get into place, and some of the priorities that we have right now is finishing the app, which is very close to completion. Like, we've moved on to Apple testing and are finishing off notifications.
Really?
And we're kind of like done.
Cool.
There's more stuff that's going to be pretty high priority once it's released,
Yeah.
but it'll be pushed into this is a much better experience than the mobile app kind of state. The number one priority probably after it's released will be casting support, but there's technically ways that you can force it yourself. Anyways, yearly support, a few other cool payments updates, and 4K will all be things that are going to be coming relatively soon.
Oh, we're ready to announce 4K. Okay, we just
4K,
announced 4K.
Floatplane will be able to do 4K. That's where potentially having different tiers will be a thing for
Yeah, it'll
creators.
probably be at a different pricing tier,
Yeah.
to be honest with you guys. The reality of it is that hosting video online is incredibly expensive. There's a reason that you can count on one hand, probably, the profitable video platforms on the internet. Like,
There's really not many. There's
Maybe
a lot
two
more
hands.
popping up more recently, especially
true.
with the Disney thing and all this
are
other
they
kind of stuff.
profitable?
Maybe not.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
the thing with Disney is they could
Might be just a market share play.
they could make the argument like it's profitable because like Star Wars is profitable and we use some of that profits to make this online streaming thing. But that division, is it profitable?
Yeah, I have no idea. But anyways,
Like, is
regardless.
Netflix profitable? I actually don't know
The
if they
last time I looked into it, they were losing, but who knows? And that could be fun accounting, anyways.
are. Yes. So Netflix is
Cool.
profitable. Cool.
Good.
But like, I would wonder if Amazon Prime Video is profitable. It seems kind of hard for it to be, given that it's just included with your Prime membership.
You know, they sent me physical mail telling me to watch it. Because I like have a Prime account, but I've never watched Prime Video. So they sent me a physical piece of mail being like, hey, there's cool shows. You should watch it.
Really?
It's like, that's really weird, guys. Like,
is.
I don't know.
That's
don't
like
know what to
Netflix
tell
sending you a DVD catalog.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward. But anyways,
Columbia House, you know? Remember Columbia House? Anyway, I think we're done for the WAN show for today. Thank
Wait,
you guys.
hold on.
Oh, all right.
Boink Pentathlon 2019.
yes.
I would recommend you guys Google Linus Tech Tips Boink Pentathlon 2019. It will bring you to the thread on Linus Tech Tips forum. There's a quick start guide. There's how to install it, all this other kind of stuff. I don't know what their goal specifically is for this one. I'm sorry, but Boink is generally used to help scientific advancement, sometimes in terms of medical research, sometimes in terms of other stuff. So go check it out. You can use your computers for a good or productive cause. And yeah, it's good, it's helpful, it's fun. Go check it out.
Aaron, thanks for sorting that out.